Are you guys a high school or a community team?
We were high school.
Oh, okay. So how often do you guys meet with each other?
We try to meet at least 2 times a week, and then during the holidays we meet close to 4 to 5. Depending on like our competition schedule, like especially if we have a lot of competitions coming up, we'll like ramp it up and meet sometimes every day of the week if we feel it's necessary. And then sometimes when it's a more like calmer time, when it comes to competitions, we'll meet only like twice a week.
Okay. I was wondering, you guys said that one of you guys' missions was to create access to younger kids. How do you guys do that? Like,
So we do a lot of like outreach events locally. We since we are part of a public high school, we do have access, and especially since our high school does have a lot of the resources that some other of the other middle schools and elementary schools don't. We do host like summer camps for a lot of the um younger kids in our community, as well as that we also do like district wide like I guess advocating. We've advocated for maker spaces in our community and have done stuff like that and actually have gotten them implemented in all the elementary schools that we have in our school district. So it's a little bit of a combination between advocating at our district and even sometimes like statewide level, and as well as that, also just hosting camps where younger children can get involved in any way that they want to.
right now, that's one of our missions is like to spread STEM and for Hispanics, and where we live it's a really big Mexican population. And right now we're making like a little storybook. One of our teammates is making like all the animations and stuff, and we're gonna cater it to like the younger kids. Then we're gonna have it like in Spanish too, so we can like also cater to a different language. But that's super cool that you guys cater to that too. So what are some of the difficulties you guys have had this season so far?
I think this season, one of our biggest difficulties have just been we've like decreased in team size a lot since last year. I think around half the size we were. I think we were at like 11 last year. I think by the end of winter break, we'll be down to 6. So definitely like smaller team, which means everyone's taking a bigger responsibility. As well as that, we do have like 4 new members to the team. Most of them have FTC or FLO experience, which is good, but really it's just I think 2 people from last year who have stayed. So I guess it's a lot of sustainability and just helping everyone learn more than anything. So that's been one of the major problems. It's just like everything's kind of slowed down, I guess. We can't go as fast as we were able to last year. And sometimes like our design process has maybe slowed down. Sometimes we take a bit longer to do stuff. But what's good is like everyone's learning super fast. So we're catching up like day by day. And I think by the time we get into that area where like regionals and hopefully like our league championship and all that is, I think we'll be like right on top of where we need to be.
I think that's how it is for us too. Last year we had like contributing members. I think we had four. And then this year we got a lot. We had like 12, and now we're down to I think six. We're down to five. So it's like a lot of people just because it's a lot of people who just joined to kind of like mess around, and like they slowly started leaving. And yeah, it's a lot harder for us too, like just to get everyone on board because we do have a lot of rookies too. I think the only people from last year is just me and Edgar out of the five. Yeah, so we definitely like we feel that too. Sustainability is a really big thing for us. Um, what's your guys' favorite part about robotics for like each personally?
For each person personally,
Yeah.
I'll let you guys go first. Get the camera.
Well, I enjoy, uh, coding. I mean, I came here primarily to code. I do enjoy coding a lot. Um, to see the bot come to life is something that is perpetually so interesting to see. You just have this dumb piece of metal that turns into something that can actually do something, such as scoring the pixels. That is continuously so, that's why I keep on doing what I do.
Yeah, I create that dumb piece of metal.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I think for me, it's just meeting everyone and like, connecting to people and seeing like an impact on the community, knowing that I'm doing something to help people. Like, even if it's not many, it's still like, I know that I'm making an impact on someone and that's what keeps me going.
For me, I just like seeing months of work just becoming successful later on. I like meeting new people to work with.
And then Mona's speaking.
I think for me, the best part is being able to learn so many different things from everyone.
Yeah, it's just there's like many different ways to do things, and there's just not just one.
We have like I think mostly everyone's part that I've seen on our team is just that it's the people. I've noticed that's usually what they say. Um, what like coming into robotics, how did you like see how was it different from what you expected to what it actually was?
I guess like for me, there's always that like glorified view where everything works, you're successful, the whole thing. That's never the case. If something can fail, it always will. We've experienced that multiple times. I guess it's a lot more work than people expect. Like, I think especially like if I'm gonna go off my experiences from last year, it took us 3 months to just wire our robot. So it's just stuff that you expect to be easy, really aren't. So that's one thing that was different than what I expected. I guess as well as that, like I guess how competitive everyone is. I know that it's like robotics competition, there's always gracious professionalism, but even regardless of that, everyone's really competitive, which is nice, which like competitions mean a lot more, especially if you're trying to advance too, which is nice. So yeah, that's something that I didn't personally expect from robotics. Like, so yeah, it's just kind of soft rules depending on what we need.
Okay. So, how do you guys like as a team, how do you guys like team bonding? Like how do you guys build your relationship with each other?
We already love each other, so there's not much to bond.
Well, much.
Hey, but I guess it's just we beat a lot, so we obviously know each other through then, especially since we do go to the same school. It's just like we all know each other through at least some mutual contacts. And like, yeah, classes, all that. And since we do meet pretty often, and it's pretty like the season's gone on for a couple months as well, we've gotten like used to each other. We know each other pretty well.
We also have Discord,
Yeah, we also just use like,
social media.
so I guess you could say like messaging apps such as like we have like Slack, which we use our entire like robotics club, as well as that we have our own like private Discord server for the team, and then like we use like text channels and all that as necessary.
What are you guys expecting out of the season?
Not much.
I guess more than anything to learn.
Yeah.
Last year we had pretty high expectations to get to like worlds and like do well and all that, just building off of last year.
But,
This year we're trying to keep it more realistic. Like goal has always been worlds, but I guess more importantly, we're trying to make sure everyone has at least gotten a good grasp of everything that there is to do in robotics. I think a realistic goal for us would be probably states. I think right now we're in a position where we can make regionals, and then since around like half of regionals for at least North Texas make it to state, since we do have so many slots, it's definitely a good possibility we make states. And yeah.
I had a question about your guys' web design. Did you guys collaboratively work on it, or was it just a sole person?
For our web design, a lot of it was done like last year. Like we created a website last year and we created a lot of Canva. That was done throughout the whole team. We haven't done too much updating just yet. I think if anyone's gonna do that, it's probably just gonna be like me and a couple others. So we will have like a couple people working on it. For us, since we got it all done like in previous and like I guess all the hard work done previously, it doesn't take too many people to work on it, but any major web design changes that we do, we always like having a couple people on it.
Also, do you guys have like a group of people having on social media, or is it just one person?
I think all of us have the social media, like we can log in whenever we need to. Really, it's only like one person checking at a time. Like Tanish over here is our main social media guy. Really, yeah, really only one person manages our social media. Sometimes our coach will take a look at it, but it's mainly just us for the most part. All of us can manage it, but we feel like one person's enough and he just relays anything that we're doing to us through like our private channels. And then we do whatever we need to on our side.
Do you guys have a format for your stories, or like do you just come up with them like on the spot? Because I was looking through some of them and some of them look super cool.
Our stories, I think this year we haven't done as many. Like, I think a lot of it was just like random stuff that our team did. We just kind of did it on a whim, I guess, just because we thought it was cool. But yeah, I think we don't have like, I think last year, I think most of those you're seeing are probably from last year, but we didn't really have a plan. It was just like we try to stay active. Anything that we did, we document, just like on Insta or just like somewhere else, just as a way of just keeping track of everything we've done throughout the season. So I guess that was one of the purposes of it. And it's just kind of like whenever we do something that we feel is meaningful, or like we host an event or we go to a competition, right? We might just post like our recap and stuff like that.
For the last question, what's like one thing you've learned from robotics you didn't that you think is most valuable that you're gonna take with you later in life?
I think probably the most valuable thing you learn from robotics is that you can't really do anything alone. It's mainly everything you do with the team. So yeah, you just have to work with the skill sets that you have, and then because nobody can do anything alone. So it's extremely important to learn how to work together to create something. In this case, it's a robot, but in the real world, it's like a product, and that's the only way you can see it succeed is by working with your team.
And I guess for me personally, something that I've learned is there's a difference between what you want to do and what the team needs you to do, and finding a good compromise between each is really important, and making sure that you do the stuff that you like have aimed to do in the team, but also realize that sometimes you do have to take a step back when it's necessary just for the whole success of the team. I think from our side, we don't have really any more questions. I
No,
think,
us too. I was about to say because we had 5 minutes left for the
yeah,
Zoom. Thank you guys for talking with us. Thank you guys for taking your time out of the day.
it's nice meeting you all. Thank you.
You too. Good luck.
Good luck.
Yeah,
Thank you.
good luck.
You too.